What's goody? I'm QueenG22, Ninja Turtles gaming, geek stuff, and travel. And hello, Treasure Monster Toys. Have you heard of it? They're kind of a secret toy line, but not really anymore because they are doing big things. And so I wanted to share with you guys as well what Treasure Monster Toys is all about and what they got going on. So I will have all of their info in the description because what they're doing is pretty neat. I have two figures right here that they sent me, and I just think that they are super cool. And if you don't know about them, they are a Facebook group that you can join and you can be involved in helping creating characters like these. So I have this little sheet here and I want to read it because I want to make sure that I get all the information absolutely correct. So Jonathan, when he approached me first off about the group, I'll be honest, I knew that they were somewhat kind of, but not really along the lines of Ninja Turtles, like a different storyline, but not affiliated with Ninja Turtles entirely. And so when he was telling me about it, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. So I joined the Facebook group. So if you hop in there, I will be in there, and started telling me about, you know, what they have. And so I posed a question, you know, what is the storyline behind, you know, these type of characters? And I love how they're like the same size as like the old school Playmates toys. So when he sent me the figures, he also gave me a little background, and I'm gonna read it because it's really freaking cool. So he says, Shadow Line is a TMNT community-driven collaboration between original Mirage Studio characters, artists, and our humble little Facebook group. So that is actually really cool. In the Facebook group, there are some of the legend Ninja Turtle artists that were involved in the Ninja Turtles, and the group is called Treasure Monster Toys. He said, Shadow Line asked the question, if the TMNT characters and stories we know and love took place in New York, what then was happening over in Chicago? So I didn't really go into complete details, like why Chicago, you know, of all the places, you know, like why not California, or, you know, like, I don't know, Denver, like why Chicago? Probably, you know, like big city wise. And I just think it's kind of cool. So like back in the day, during, you know, late 80s, late 90s, we're learning about the story about the Ninja Turtles. Well, the Shadow Line, which is the name of these, you know, the line of these characters, their story takes place in Chicago. So, you know, the Ninja Turtles over in New York, and then we've got these other guys that are dealing with stuff in Chicago. So that's pretty cool, right? He says about once a month, we do a character concept raffle in our group. So that is really nice that the people in the Facebook group are actually, you know, really contributing to this story, which getting everybody involved if you want to be. And I just think that's really cool. The winner gets to submit their idea to OG Mirage Studio legends such as Dan Berger and Jim Lawson, right? So if you are a Ninja Turtle fan and you hear those names, you know, holy crap, this is really legit. Like this is for real. Who in turn do the illustration in 1990s TMNT style, right? All raffle proceeds go directly to the artist to pay for the commission. So, you know, it's give and give back, which is really nice. So the community is putting together the funds to help pay these artists, and artists are helping bringing these ideas to life. And I mean, that's just pretty awesome. He said, creating this multiverse with the community and Mirage artists became so popular that we started making physical action figures. In your box, you'll find Sledgehog, who's this guy, pretty cool, and Sledgehog, the vicious Viking hellacious hedgehog. Surprised I was able to say that in one take. And he put on here Ninjatsu, but I did not receive Ninjatsu. I received this guy, whose name is Grizz. And so I believe Sledgehog, so I believe both of these characters are actually villains. So hint, hint, I think I do need a good guy from the Shadow Line, but this is really cool. I hope you love all of them. All are welcome to join in on the fun. So he sent me these figures and now we're gonna take a look at it. We are going to take a look at Hedgehog first. So the reason I wanna start off with Sledgehog, sorry, Sledgehog the Hedgehog, right? Yeah, is because look at this freaking card back. Now, not everyone that gets one of these gets this card back, but how cool is this? Total throwback to the Ninja Turtles and everything. So, and this is theirs. says Treasure Monster Toys down below, and it's got Shadowline at the bottom. And I just love how like you just get all the feels. You've got your character and you've got your accessories. He's even got a little gold token. I have my hole for them to hang up, and it is unpunched. Also, look at that card, dude. This card is absolutely crispy. Like, don't we all wish that all of our Ninja Turtles that we have on card looked this freaking good? So he sent this to me. He said not everyone has it. We've even got our profile in the back like the originals. We've got a little pizza thing right here, Treasure Monster Toys, and then it says our shadow line. So up top appears to be our good guys, and we've got a gang of different characters up here, and then down below it says, hey kids want to take over the world, and then it looks like we have our villains. So let's see, they've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters that are already involved in the shadow line. So I just think this is really neat. Obviously this card is a novelty item. It's not legit, but also what it does come with is a little card. So you get this card with it. You know, I don't remember my Ninja Turtles having this card, but it's really cool. It's basically, it's a little card back. It's signed by the artist, Dan Berger, which is really cool. And then on the back, it just kind of looks like the back of the card. So let's take a look at this Sledgehog guy. So he's 3D printed. He's absolutely gorgeous. And he's got the same type of articulations that the original Playmates guys have. Now, as far as the detail on this guy, I think it looks great. Like even like the little spiky stuff on his head is incredibly detailed. They did a fantastic job. Now, I want to read something else because I know Jonathan, who is the head of this group, has put a lot of time into these figures. And when I was asking him questions, you know, like, you know, who's doing all this stuff, you know, whatever. And he said, I make every part of the figure happen. I have a 3D sculptor to make a model, invented a new type of joint for the figures. I have the figures MJF 3D color printed, which is a fancy processing system that just fuses the color into the nylon powder as the figures are being printed. So he puts a lot of his own personal time and love into these figures, and they just look great. I mean, the colors, they don't look sloppy at all. Oh, we do have some articulation on the wrists and everything. I love the design of this guy. He kind of looks like he's like a Neanderthal or whatever. I love his little braided hair. He's got this wool thing on him, so wherever he came from or wherever he's at, well, Chicago, I guess, he's cold. He's got a belt, and of course, we have our accessories. So let's look at these accessories. We've got an axe, and we've got this big like sledgehammer type thing, and we've got a shield, right? All of our figures have to come with a shield, and it fits right in his little hand. It's not too tight, not too loose. And yeah, he is a legitimate character. Look, boom. And it just fits right in there. This guy looks freaking great. So I love this Sledgehog. I love this whole concept. I love everything about it. And I just think it's really neat that this is starting to really, really come together for him. So now we got this other guy. Now this is Grizz. Grizz, and I also have a card with Grizz, also autographed with Berger's signature. And it's got the little card back, you know. So this is a neat little like thing to like come with your stuff, and I think it's great. So Grizz has got like an open hand and he's got a closed hand, and look at his little face. He looks like a villain. He's got his hat, he's got an angry face. I mean, damn, like he's even got like some different type of movement on his head. You can kind of like tilt it sideways too. You can't do that with the other guy. Oh, yeah, you can. So yeah, I think I mentioned that when I was reading it, that he said that he worked on a new way to put the joints in, which is really cool, and it shows. And I love that you can tilt his head in different directions. Now he's got a big ass like mechanical arm. He kind of reminds me of Jax from Mortal Kombat. I'm a Jax fan, so I just think this is really cool. And he's got some elbow and some wrist stuff. The paint on here is great. I love the details. He's kind of got like a Rocksteady thing with these little daggers on his chest. He's got his little belt. He's got his bombs. Like, this guy is a freaking ass. You can tell. This is a villain for sure. And he's also got, it looks like metal or robotic feet and legs as well. So I'm really interested, you know, to see and hear the stories, how these people, you know, came up with these guys, and then these artists bring them to life. And then on the back, which I didn't quite see on the other guy, but on the back of Grizz, it does say 2023, you know, Treasure Monster Toys. So he's got it back there, you know, completely separate from the other toy lines. This is theirs. And then it looks like Grizz comes with his own type of accessory. accessories. So let's take a look at this. Grizz has got this machine type gun, which is cool. He's got this axe looking thing, and he's got 2 axes. So he's got, I don't know the names, the difference of these things. One axe has got a little like string that's like hanging from it. Maybe it's like loose or something. And then the other one is just like a cleaner axe. So you got your figure, you got your accessories, depending on where you get it. Maybe you get a card back, and maybe you get a card. So if you haven't heard of them, I will have all their info in the description. I just think it's really neat, and I think we should also have another group. What would be happening if they were in California? I'm just saying, let's put that out there. So with that, let's take a better look at Treasure Monster Toys Shadow line, Grizz and Sledgehog. Freaking cool, right? So they just recently did a Kickstarter that blew it out the park for their Ant Army. So be out on the look for that. And then he did mention that they are working on turning this also into a comic line. I think the old school Mirage artists are going to have a Kickstarter on that soon. So I mean, they're about to become like their whole new world for themselves, and I think that's really awesome. Toys, comics, who knows, shows, maybe one day they'll have a movie. So if you're interested in being a part of this group and helping coming up with characters, or just wanting to be in the know, again, I'll have all the info in the description. I'm Queen G 22.